Good morning, everyone, and thank you so much for joining today's co-admission showcase. From 11 to 12 is our UNC Wilmington session. So I'm first going to start by introducing one of our Weight Tech advisors. She is the UNC Wilmington liaison, Ashlyn Wilson. She could not join us today, but I have her contact information up on the screen. So if you want to take a screenshot or jot that down, she is a Weight Tech academic advisor that can help you and guide you through the process of applying to the Pathways to Excellence program, which is a co-admission or guaranteed admission program through UNCW. So her name, her email, and her phone number are listed. She's over at the Southern Wake campus if you ever want to actually come meet with her. She can definitely tell you a lot more about the Pathways to Excellence program and help you through the application process. And we also have a representative from UNC Wilmington here. Not only will the Weight Tech advisors help you, but the UNCW advisors will help you as well. And we have Jessica Shelton. She is going to take it away in just a second, introduce herself, and tell you a little bit more about the program and the benefits. So if you stick around and want to listen, take it away, Jessica.
Awesome. Thank you, Blair, and thank you for everyone who is joining in today. I do have a PowerPoint presentation, so I'm going to share my screen with you and be able to talk to you a little bit about Pathways to Excellence and also just UNCW in general. Like Blair mentioned, we do have a transfer success coordinator for the Raleigh area. That position is currently vacant. Some of you may have worked with Sydney Mazuka in the past. So we're hoping to have somebody back there by May for you all, but in the meantime, I'm happy to answer any questions that you have today and talk with you a little bit through Pathways to Excellence and how you can transfer to UNC Wilmington. So like Blair mentioned, my name is Jessica Shelton. I serve as the Associate Director of Transfer Admissions here at UNCW. I'm going to start our session this morning just talking to you a little bit about UNCW in case you don't know much about who we are. We are North Carolina's coastal university, so we're located in Wilmington, North Carolina. We have just over 18,000 students, so we're what we call a mid-sized public institution. Most of our students are undergraduate, but we do have about 3,500 graduate students on campus as well. We offer almost 60 bachelor's degree programs, but we also have master's and doctoral programs. So lots of opportunities for continuing your education, or if you're interested in research as an undergraduate, a lot of opportunities for that as well. We did just transition to a Research One university, so lots of exciting programs that you can choose from. Transfer students are a really robust part of our population at UNCW. Each fall, we welcome almost half of our incoming class as transfer students. And just a few statistics are on the slide. You can see where transfer students are coming from. 63% of our transfer students do come from a community college like Wake Tech. We also have military affiliated or working professionals that we welcome as transfer students. And as you can see, almost 2,000 transfer students come to us each fall. So it is a community on campus. It is a population of students, and it does make up a really robust part of our population at UNCW. Like I mentioned, our main campus is located in Wilmington, North Carolina. So if you are interested in transferring and moving to a new city, a new location, this is a great one to look at. We have beautiful beaches, but we also have historic downtown riverfront areas that offer a lot of dining and shopping and things like that. Our arts and film scene is very up and coming. We do have a film studio located in Wilmington, which is EUE Screen Gym Studios. And film studies is one of our flagship majors and one of our more popular majors, especially for transfer students because of the work and opportunities that are available with the film production studio here in Wilmington. And then we also have a lot of opportunities for outdoor activities. If you are somebody that is interested in going to the beach or biking or being outside, we do have a cross-city trail that intersects with campus. You can ride it all the way from downtown to the beach. So lots of opportunities for getting outside and enjoying all that Wilmington has to offer. If you are looking to come to main campus, like I mentioned, we have 58 undergraduate majors to choose from. UNC Wilmington is divided up into 4 primary colleges. We have a Cameron School of Business, a College of Arts and Science, a College of Health and Human Services, and then our Watson College of Education. You'll see some of our most popular degrees awarded for transfer students on the slide. Some majors do require an additional application. So at UNCW, we don't admit by major. We just admit to the university. So some of those majors like nursing, film studies, marine biology, they might have other additional requirements, or if you're interested in education or Cameron School of Business, you might have to do an additional application for those majors. Some of what makes UNCW like no other, we like to say that we have a private college feel with a public college cost. It's a very small class size, on average about 27 students per instructor. All of our classes are taught by faculty, so you get to have hands-on and one-on-one experience with faculty members. And our faculty to student ratio on average is about 18:1. So there's enough opportunity there for our faculty members to develop relationships and mentor you, as well as work on their own research, which then you could have an opportunity to become a part of. And maybe you're not so much interested in moving away from where you're located now. If you are interested in a distance education opportunity, we do have those available as well. And those are listed on the slide. The options with asterisks next to them do have specific geographic locations. So elementary education and middle grades education and social work, those require you to live in a specific county. Unfortunately, Wake County isn't one of those, so those programs would not be available, but clinical research, criminology, and international studies are all options that are fully online if you're looking to further your education and want to kind of remain where you are. We do have opportunities for education majors in Johnston County, so if you are willing to travel in to do your student teaching, you could take part in that, and I'm happy to talk with anybody that has interest in doing that as well. So again, just going back to what kind of makes UNCW like no other, regardless of whether you're coming to main campus or you're doing one of our distance education programs, all of our programs have some sort of applied learning component, whether that's a research and discovery aspect or an internship. Other options for applied learning that people often don't consider are study abroad. At UNCW, we have over 500 programs in 50 different countries around the world. There's also opportunities for service learning. If you have a service heart and you're interested in that, we do have opportunities to fulfill that applied learning aspect with those projects as well. And most importantly, our students find success after graduation. So our alumni community of 89,500 students around the world are available to you to connect with and grow your network. 91% of UNCW graduates are employed or attending graduate school within 6 months after graduating. So we're not only trying to make sure you have a great experience while you're here at UNCW, we want to make sure that you have all of the tools to go out and then be successful in your chosen career field after graduation. So that's a little bit about UNCW and why we think we're like no other. Just talking a little bit about transfer admissions and logistically what that looks like if you're thinking about applying. We have 2 primary application priority deadlines. We do admit to summer, fall, and spring terms for transfer students. It does not matter when you apply, the process is the same, and one semester is not necessarily any more competitive than the other. If you're applying for spring entry, that priority deadline is going to be October 15th. And if you are applying for summer or fall, that deadline is March 1st. If you are joining the Pathways to Excellence program, we do encourage you to apply by those priority deadlines. We do, though, leave the application open. So for example, right now, our application for summer and fall is still open with the final deadline kind of coming up on June 1st. As part of the application, we'll also ask that you submit your official high school and official college transcripts. If you served in the military, we'll ask that you submit your military transcript as well. And then when we review your application, if you are coming in as a transfer student, we're primarily looking at your college coursework. So we're looking to see that you have 24 hours at least completed or in progress, and a 2.5 cumulative GPA. If you are going to take part in the Pathways to Excellence program, you will be finishing your associate's degree, so you will definitely have those 24 hours, and then the 2.5 cumulative GPA will be the important thing to keep in mind for guaranteed admission. So now getting into that piece and some resources for transfer students, our North Carolina Community College Baccalaureate Degree Plans, or BDPs as we call them, these are guides that you can use to register for courses at Wake Tech that will work towards both your associate's degree and then also your major of choice at UNCW. So we definitely recommend using those in conjunction with your advisor at Wake Tech and then your UNCW Transfer Success Advisor. We also have a transfer credit equivalency tool that you can look to see how your courses might transfer in before you have been admitted. And then finally, what we're really talking about today is our Pathways to Excellence Guaranteed Admission Program, and that's a great resource for you to use if you know that you want to transfer to UNCW. So really quickly, this is an example of our transfer credit equivalency tool. If you're wondering how your classes might transfer, you can plug in your state, your school, and then your subject. And then if for some reason a course isn't listed, it just means we haven't ever seen it before or evaluated it before, and in that case you can request an unofficial evaluation for those courses. So using this along with the BDP or the major guide and along with your transfer success coordinator will kind of help you make sure that you're on that seamless transfer pathway. And our guaranteed admission program with Wake Tech Community College is the Pathways to Excellence program. It's a partnership program we have with 47 colleges across the state. And it's a pathway for guaranteed admission to UNCW as long as you're completing a transferable associate's degree. So that would be an associate in arts, in science, in engineering, or in teacher prep with a GPA of at least 2.5 or higher. And we want to make sure that you are set up on a pathway to be successful and successfully transfer to UNCW. Benefits for students are that you do get the dedicated transfer success coordinator. They're kind of there at your convenience. They can meet with you either on campus or virtually to assist you with advising, any questions that you have about admissions or enrolling, just really there along every step of the way to make sure that you have everything you need to successfully transfer. We do host events twice a year at our open houses that are designed specifically for transfer students and Pathways to Excellence students. So you can start to see that vibrant transfer community that we have and start to meet other transfer students and develop those relationships. And then our Pathways to Excellence students, probably two of the greatest benefits for you are that you receive priority consideration for transfer merit scholarships. And then also, as long as you have submitted your intent form, you will receive an application fee waiver when you do apply to transfer to UNCW. And that is typically an $80 application fee. So that is a great benefit for students right there. So if you're interested in joining the Pathways to Excellence program, you can submit the digital intent form at the link on the slide. Also happy to send it to you or email it to you. It's just a simple form that you'll fill out, just providing us with some information so that we can stay in touch with you throughout your process and progress at Wake Tech. You can join Pathways to Excellence at any time while you're still enrolled at Wake Tech, but in order to receive the most benefits from the program, we do encourage students to enroll or join in their first semester. So again, kind of any time in the process, we're happy to help you, but in order to maximize your benefits as early as you can would be ideal for completing that intent form. And then just some other things to keep in mind with the transfer process and some things that we can help walk you through are, financial aid especially is a huge concern for a lot of students, and especially coming from the community college to the university, the costs look a lot different. So just a reminder to make sure you continue to file your FAFSA Even if you've never received anything before, it doesn't hurt to complete it. It just keeps all of your options open. You can also apply for UNCW scholarships. So like I mentioned, if you're in the Pathways to Excellence program, as long as you apply by March 1st, you will get priority consideration for merit scholarships that we award out of our Office of Admissions. The university offers other scholarships that are both need-based and merit-based, so you can apply for those using the university scholarship application. And then also you can take advantage of our counselors that we have in the Office of Scholarships and Financial Aid. Every student has an assigned counselor. They do take walk-ins, and then they also have virtual Zoom room hours. So if you can't make it to campus and you want to speak with someone over Zoom, you can always do that as well. And then just a quick kind of guideline for what your timeline will look like, especially if you're in the Pathways to Excellence program and completing that associate's degree, your kind of timeline to transfer. What we would recommend in your first year at Wake Tech would be to take ACA 122, begin using those BDPs or 4-year pathway plans along with your advisors. Submit your Pathways to Excellence letter of intent form if you know you want to transfer to UNCW. That will put you in touch with your transfer success counselor once that person is in place at Wake Tech, so that they can begin to know you, have that relationship with you, and help you with registering for classes. And then again, just receiving those UNCW event invites and starting to attend those with other transfer students from your area. In your second year at Wake Tech, you'll want to make sure that you're applying for financial aid using all of your available resources and options, including FAFSA and our specific university scholarship application. You'll complete your transfer application by your desired start term and make sure that you submit those transcripts as well. And then your official credit evaluation, or your degree audit as we call it, will be ready within about 2 weeks after admission. It's usually much faster than that. So reviewing that with your transfer success coordinator would be a great idea, just so you have a good idea of what has been transferred in and make sure that no courses are missing from that. And then just keeping an eye on your UNCW email. That's how other offices will begin to contact you once you've been admitted, making sure that you're completing the necessary steps for enrolling. And then lastly, it's just important to stay connected with us. You can take advantage of your UNCW Transfer Success Coordinator once they're there, but in the meantime, any of our admissions counselors are available to help you, including myself. So you're welcome to call, email, follow us on social media if you'd like to keep up with what is going on at UNCW. But at this time, I will stop sharing my screen, and I think we're going to have a Q&A portion. So I'm happy to answer any questions that anybody has.
Thank you, Jessica. I think we're going to turn it over to Anthony. We did have a couple of student questions come in while you were presenting, and then students, feel free to add some more questions into the Q&A box, and we'll be able to go through those too.
All right, everyone. So my name is Anthony Almanzar, and I'm one of the advisors here at the Southern Wake campus, and I will be reading out the questions from our fellow students. So first question is, as a transfer student, I want to live on campus. What can I do to guarantee that?
Yeah, that's a great question. So transfer student housing is not guaranteed, and it's not required. So if you know you want to live on campus, it's best to apply for housing early. For example, if you're coming into UNCW in the fall, that housing application will open in January. You have to be admitted in order to access that application. So we would recommend that you apply, kind of before the holiday break, if at all possible, so that we can get you your decision and that you have your decision in time to apply for housing once it opens. And just the earlier the better, because it is on kind of the space available basis.
Okay, great. And the next question, about how many students get accepted through this Pathway to Excellence guaranteed transfer program each semester?
Yeah, that's a good question. So it does vary based on timeline. We don't deny students from joining Pathways to Excellence. It is an open program, and so the number of students that are applying are similar to the number of students that we are admitting from Wake Tech. And I can share that exact number with you if you give me just 1 second. But I will say that while I'm looking that up, Wake Tech is our second largest community college that we admit students from. So it is a popular pathway for students. And just to give you an example, this year in total, we've admitted 6 students from Wake Tech from the Pathways to Excellence program for fall. And overall, we have about 100 students coming in from Wake Tech. So that kind of gives you an example of how many students are taking advantage of that.
All right, great. Now I'm going to go ahead and ask some predetermined questions that we have, basically questions that some students haven't thought of yet that probably get the ball rolling. So first question is, when is the best time for a student to apply to your co-admissions program?
Yeah, I think the best time to fill out the intent form is the first semester, or as early as you know that you are interested in transferring to UNCW. Our Pathways to Excellence program is non-binding, so even if you fill out the intent form because you're interested, it doesn't mean that you are kind of bound to apply to UNCW. We understand, things happen, students change their mind. So it's really just more of a resource for students to kind of get as much information as possible through the transfer process. So again, there's not really a deadline, but in order to maximize your benefits, I would say the earliest would be in your first semester. The absolute latest would be before you apply, just so you can make sure you get that application fee waiver benefit.
Okay, great. And how does a student apply to the program?
So all that students have to do is complete that intent form, which is available on our website. I'll also put the link in the chat in case anybody wants to copy that over too.
Okay.
Link in the Q&A, just in case. But that is the page for the Wake Tech Pathways to Excellence program, and that has a direct link to the intent form on there.
Okay. And next question, do you have any advice to help students' applications stand out for this program?
Not for the Pathways to Excellence, because the intent form is pretty standard for everyone. And like I said, we're not denying students from the program. It's just meant to be a path for access. But for the transfer application, if you are wanting to kind of go above and beyond with your application, I would recommend completing the essay or the short answer. It's not a required section, so you don't have to, but it is a way to kind of tell our admissions counselors more about yourself, about your application and your goals. So if you're wanting to stand out through the transfer admissions process, filling out that essay short answer on the application is a great option.
Okay. Thank you. And just so students can hear it again, can you share the advantages of being in this program for our students?
Absolutely. So one of the primary benefits is that you have access to a transfer success coordinator that works specifically with Wake Tech students, kind of monitoring your progress. They can meet with you virtually or on campus to be advised before transferring, making sure that you're getting classes that will work towards your degree at Wake Tech, but then also your degree at UNCW. We do have regional and then on-campus events once or twice a year that we invite Pathways to Excellence and other transfer students to. For example, at Open House, just earlier this month, we had a transfer social and we invited Pathways to Excellence students. So that way you can kind of start to establish and make connections prior to transferring. We also will give Pathways to Excellence students priority consideration for transfer merit scholarships. We do have a very limited number of those, and so the past couple of years of having the Pathways to Excellence program, the majority of students who have received an offer for a transfer merit scholarship have been in the Pathways to Excellence or from one of our Pathways to Excellence partners. And then lastly, the application fee waiver benefit is a huge savings for students. As long as you've submitted your intent form, when you go to do the transfer application, your application fee will be automatically waived.
Great. All right. And another question, once a student is admitted, what type of advising assistance are they provided?
Yeah, so between admission and orientation, you'll continue to work with your transfer success advisor, making sure that your degree audit is correct, you're sending in your final transcript to get your courses articulated for your last semester. And then at orientation is kind of when we kind of transition you over to the rest of the university. You begin that integration into UNCW. So at transfer orientation is when you'll meet with your academic advisor from your major, whatever major you've decided to pursue, and that person will remain kind of your academic advisor through the rest of your time at UNCW. And they are required to meet with students prior to registering for classes, especially that first semester. So they'll work with you to make sure that you're getting the classes that you need prior to registering for the first time.
Okay, perfect. Now, the final question that I have is, do you offer networking opportunities for students once admitted to the program? If so, what types of opportunities are offered?
Yeah, so once you've been admitted into once you've joined Pathways to Excellence, we do have opportunities for networking with other transfer students. This past year, we hosted some regional events. We did those both virtually and in person. We do plan to continue those, and then we do offer kind of social or networking events at our open houses. So those occur twice a year, once in the fall and once in the spring. And then post-admission to UNCW, we have a lot of networking opportunities available in terms of career and job opportunities that happen through our Career Center on campus.
All right. Thank you. And that's all for the predetermined questions. I do not see any more students typing questions for the Q&A. Does anyone else want to add any other question? No?
Anthony, I think one more student asked a question. It's in.
Oh, there we go. I saw it right there. Okay. So next question, if you are just wanting to transfer, you just need the 24 credits versus the actual AA in science, etc.
Yes, yeah, so the 24 credit hours is the minimum in order to be competitive as a transfer student.
But the whole agreement is completing the associates in arts or science in order to get that guaranteed admissions through the UNC Wilmington co-admissions program. So have a better chance in getting in if you complete the degree, correct?
Right, yeah, so the Pathways to Excellence, the guaranteed admission piece, in order to get that piece, you'll have to be completing the associate's degree. If students are not planning to join Pathways to Excellence or are looking to transfer earlier, then the 24 credit hours is the minimum, but there's no guarantee of admission with applying earlier, if that makes sense.
Thank you. All right. Well, I guess no one else has any more questions, so I will turn it over to Blair and Amanda. And again, it was a pleasure. It was a pleasure seeing you present today, Jessica. Thank you very much for showing our students all of the benefits of being in this program.
Thank you, Anthony.
You're welcome.
All right, thank you everyone who attended our UNCW Pathways to Excellence co-admission showcase. Don't forget that we do have a Wait Tech academic advisor, Ashlyn Wilson. We put her contact information up there earlier, so if you need a direct advisor or direct contact here at our school, please feel free to reach out to her. But of course, also Jessica over at UNCW would be happy to assist. And please do take advantage of the on-campus and virtual advising that UNCW offers for the Pathways to Excellence students. And also, if you have any friends or family who are interested, we have recorded this session, and we will be uploading it up by the next week or so to our Wake Tech Academic Advising YouTube channel. So feel free to rewatch if you missed anything. But other than that, we are so thankful for everyone who attended, and thank you again, Jessica, and we will see you all later.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me.
Bye.